How's it going, everybody? DB Sports back with another preview for you. This time, we're digging into week 2. We've got the Iowa State Cyclones headed to Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City to take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. And today, I'm joined by a very special guest. We've got the Iowa Hawkeye fan himself, THK, Tiger Hawk King on Twitter. All of his links will be in the description below. You guys can go check him out. We're going to be talking about Iowa State and Iowa. THK, how's it going, man?
It's good. I'm glad to be here, and I think it's gonna be a really fun one.
So you're doing better than, say, Iowa's offense last week.
Yeah, much better.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to hear. So Iowa has kind of had our number the last decade or so. Inexplicably to me. Maybe it's just maybe
Yeah.
that's just how it goes sometimes. I get it. But what is it? What do you think it is that Iowa does that frustrates us? Because I mean, clearly it's good defense is part of it.
Right.
But what is it that Iowa does?
I think just for me, the Iowa State Iowa game has always been one of the oddest outliers for our stats when
Right.
say offense or just in general, because there are games in this 6 win stretch where it's like, should we have won that? No, but we did. Like 2019, right?
Right.
It was like what, a 16-hour, 14-hour rain delay,
Right.
and then you lost on a punt that I've literally never seen something like that happen
I
before.
it's weird because like it, it 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 never felt like Iowa State was gonna win that game until we forced Iowa to punt. And then you just kind of got like this. It's a home game. Like Brock Purdy's gonna lead the drive. Like
Yeah,
finally, it's gonna break Iowa State's way.
and
And
then
then we have Datron Young run into Tariq Milton,
yeah,
and it hits him in the back, and Iowa recovers.
Iowa
And
covers.
everybody spent what 15 hours or whatever just leading up to this shit at the end.
Yeah,
It's just
that
like
was literally one of the most there was such a terrible dogfight game
right,
that shouldn't have happened. It should have been so much more high scoring, but the only reason it was because of the rain.
right,
Like, both of these defenses just seemed down and out that
right.
game. And fuck, what was it? The overtime game. I think in
Was that
2016,
was that
16 or
no? It
17.
would have been 17 because 16 was Campbell's first year, and you guys shithoused
Yeah,
us.
yeah, because I'm trying to remember the scoreboard,
Right.
um, display. Which, bring that one back. That was fucking.
Yeah.
That was probably the best one I've seen besides the 2013
that
one.
was that was the like 44,
It
41 or
was the
whatever.
it was like the bottom, yeah, 44-41
Right.
overtime. It's like the facts that we are I think it was the first Cyhawk game I've seen that went into overtime. Like, I'm 17, so
Right.
I've not seen as many that I can remember, but it
Right.
was definitely the first one I've seen when it go to
I
overtime.
think I think 2011 went to triple overtime
Yeah,
in Ames. Similar to
yeah,
similar to 2017, but I think yeah, it was triple overtime 44-41 in 2011, and then
yeah, and
44-41 Iowa got it in 2017.
yeah, 2017 was like such a huge toss-up year
Right.
that I wouldn't have been mad if Iowa State won the game. I mean, I'm not
Right.
gonna be mad if Iowa State wins this year because I honestly expect them to. But of
Right.
course, you guys expect Iowa to win somehow, and it's like I can easily see both teams winning.
I was gonna ask you
With
about that. I was gonna ask you about it because it seems like normally on Twitter it's, and I tweeted this the other day. Normally on Twitter when it's hate week, everybody's just going at each other's throats like Iowa's
yeah,
gonna win, Iowa State's gonna win, whatever. And now both the fan bases just expect their team to lose. Like they don't want to be disappointed, so they're
yeah,
just
like
expecting the worst.
the majority of the the majority of the people I've seen on Twitter, and that's because I follow a lot of Iowa State accounts.
Right.
But just in general, the majority of the people I've seen on Twitter think they're going to lose, and
Right.
it's so funny to me because
I
I
yeah.
do think Iowa's offense barely improved. I mean, they are going to improve this week. There's no
Right.
debate. I think uh Petrus throwing what, 109 with a 1.1 QBR
Right.
had to have been a fluke. I get it, it's Spencer fucking Petrus, but it had to have been a fluke. There was There's no way
There,
that he went from like doing okay. I will admit he did fine last year. The Kentucky game was fucking terrible.
right,
The Michigan game, it's the Michigan game. Who cares? But like the Penn State game was he did okay. He did okay. But
right.
like for him to throw 109 against an FCS defense, I get it. It's like the second. It's like there's like NDSU and then SDSU. They're like the
Right.
two best FCS teams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I get it. It's like a good FCS team, which you could qualify as like a low tier FBS team. And they've beaten high tier uh, FBS teams before, like Michigan, Appalachian State.
Yeah.
A game I love to go back on
Oh, that game is fantastic.
so many times. Um, but when like Petrus throws 109 and just shits the bed that hard against an FCS team, I'm worried for like the Ohio. I was already worried for the Ohio State game. I'll admit,
Right.
but I'm more worried about the Michigan game because that's in our home crowd. And could you imagine how shitty, just in general, we would be if Petrus just doesn't improve at all in the next 3 weeks
I mean, I would love to
leading up
see
to that
that,
game?
but
Oh yeah, I get you'd love to see that.
right.
But it's like I need to have Petrus do more than what he's doing now, or else I don't know what I'm going to do. Because it's so like genuinely insulting to watch the Iowa offense. I feel so bad for like 6-year-old me who watched like pretty electric offense. Like the 2015 Iowa team. That was so electric, and now 7 years later, we're so bad on offense.
Yeah.
But for defense, they're fine. It's like
Right.
they don't feel upgraded, but they feel upgraded. Like
Right.
they didn't show anything against the Jackrabbits, but they did show something at the same time.
Right.
I mean, with the two safeties, like they can hold. They can clearly hold.
So I think most Iowa State fans are pretty familiar with Jack Campbell and Riley Moss, who I
Hmm.
would say are probably your guys' two best defenders. Is that a
Yeah,
fair?
they're definitely the biggest threats right now.
Right. So who's another guy that Iowa State fans should keep an eye out for on Saturday on that defense?
If it was me, Terry Roberts.
Terry
That
Roberts.
dude
Okay.
is such a dog. he he will come out of nowhere and blast the fucking shit out of your player. I swear to God. Literally, in the last game, I didn't see him on the screen. Like come in, he just like blasted a dude, and he still plays. Like outside of that, he plays really well.
Right.
He is like such a sleeper player,
Right.
and I don't hear a lot of talk about him, but I have seen articles, talking about him at the same time. But it's few and far between.
Right.
But he's like genuinely like really good, and I think he needs to get more praise for what he does because he's definitely doing a lot of things right. And next year, I'm gonna say look out for X as obviously because
Right. That's
like he's
Nwankpa.
Wongpa.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, come on, he's a top-rated D-bag
Right.
or C-bag.
Yeah.
D-bag? No,
Yeah.
quarterback.
Defensive
Yeah,
back.
D-bag.
Yeah.
I think it was a D-bag.
Yeah.
Um, so he's gonna improve this season. He's on the special teams
Yeah. Yeah.
right now.
Oh well, that's why they're so good.
Yeah, obviously, clearly. But once he makes that jump from special teams to defensive, I think just the secondary is gonna get a lot more dangerous. I think we lose Moss next season and keep Campbell because he's gonna be a senior unless he goes to the draft.
Right.
Uh, but we're gonna have X in that backfield, which is gonna be really dangerous. And
Yeah.
then, we're gonna get Kane Proctor next season. So that's
Right.
good. But that's on offense.
Yeah. That's a big get on the O line.
Yeah,
And then
huge game.
you flip it over to the offensive side. There wasn't a whole lot to watch last weekend for Iowa. But you still have Sam Laporta at tight end,
So Sam Laporta.
and then I know. Okay, I recognize him because he's the fullback, and I love the fullbacks. But Lindebaum, right? He's the fullback, or Pottebaum. Sorry, not Linderbaum.
Pottermont. Yeah, I was
Pottebaum,
like
yeah. Linderbaum was the
Pottermont is the
center.
center.
Yeah, yeah,
It's the center. The close names is whatever.
right. Yeah, yeah. But then I don't. I'm not familiar with any other like receivers or running backs or any, like who's the guy on the offensive side to watch.
If I can remember, because I don't entirely pay attention to depth charts. I don't
Right.
care for them. That's a me thing. Uh, I'm trying to. Cooper DeJean has actually been not bad.
Okay.
Now I get it. He's being really held back right now by Spencer shitting everywhere
Right.
and just being genuinely terrible. But he was able to make some plays. He did pretty well in last week's game. So I do think he's gonna get some yards this week, but
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna be the main target. I think Sam Laporta is gonna be that main target, and
Right.
then Pottebaum the second target because he's
Yeah.
gonna do a lot of running,
And
try to wear that
then
defense down.
I can't remember. Oh, what's his name? The running back.
I'm trying to remember too.
Gavin something or other.
Gavin Williams.
Yeah. Is he playing this week?
I think he is.
Okay. All right. So we'll
I
keep an eye on that as well.
am pretty sure he's playing. Ooh, I'm pretty sure he's playing,
Okay.
but, but I'm not entirely sure on that.
Okay.
Uh, I think I saw an injury list and just kind of blanked it out of my head.
Okay.
Uh, Keegan Roberts is not playing next week, if I remember correctly, which is huge because he's got that dog in him.
He's got that dog
But
in him.
he's got that dog in him. But I think we will find a way to get some offensive production. It won't be a lot because
Right.
there is like still that upgrade from the SDSU defense and an Iowa State defense. But do I think the Iowa State offense gets a lot of production? They'll get more.
They'll score more than 3 points.
They'll score more than 3 points.
All right.
I think they score 10. That's about the middle road for me. I think the floor is 7. I'm very confident the floor is 7, and the ceiling's like 13. 13 or 14.
So we're gonna get another slugfest, is what you're saying.
We're gonna get a slugfest.
And I hear it's supposed to rain on Saturday.
It is gonna rain on. It's most likely gonna rain on Saturday.
Do you think that helps or hurts Iowa more?
Well, knowing how it ended up helping Iowa last in 2019, maybe, but we'll have to see. I don't think there's a statistic out there saying how
Right.
Iowa performs during rain games.
I'm sure someone's got a statistic.
I bet fucking Cyclone Larry's got a statistic.
Oh yeah. Did you know that all of college football is like 17,004 in Dude,
crazy.
I saw Reese Davis quote tweet that, and I was talking with some friends, and somebody brought up that what if he mentions that on game day?
Oh my god.
And I was begging for him to say it on game day, and then he came back later and he was like, "Oh, you got me." Like I was like, "Damn it, he's not gonna say it."
For a good minute, thought that was a real sound. I'm like, hang on, this sounds plausible. But then then Cyclone Larry retweeted the tweet where he's like, if you say like an imaginary statistic with so much confidence, anyone believe it. It's
right.
Like, that motherfucker.
It annoys me to no end how believable that stat is.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's like, yeah.
Oh my god, it's just genuinely I get the so you're kind of on the opposite side of me. Like it's frustrating as an Iowa fan to watch that offense and see how much it sucks, but it's got to feel good knowing that you can score 7 points and win a game.
We can score 7 points in some way.
It doesn't even have to. It doesn't even have to be a touchdown.
We didn't score a touchdown, and we won the game.
But
literally,
oh god,
who was it? Appalachian State again.
Yeah,
60 points in a quarter, lost. Iowa didn't even score a touchdown and won.
It's so god. College football is back.
College
That's
football is so back, and Nebraska fucking sucks still.
hey, that's the we can unite on that.
We
We can
can,
unite on
I
that.
think everyone can unite on that.
True.
Nebraska
True.
always gets this absurd amount of hype saying they're back. They're gonna go 8-4. They're gonna win the West. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
It's
What do you how do you just go from going like 3-9? Granted, you almost went 12-0 to winning the West. You have Scott Frost as your coach. You want to win the West, which is a pretty weak conference. I think anyone can admit that.
right.
But it's still they can still perform in like bigger games.
Right.
Um, but it's like you're not winning the West with Scott Frost. That's there's no like statistical probability that you win the West with Scott Frost. I
Right.
would put so much money on them not winning the West, but that's an easy bet, so nobody does it.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of easy bets, the spread is currently Iowa by 3.5.
Oh my fucking god.
Now we're
I
not
would
a professional group. We're not going to tell you how to spend your money. Please bet responsibly. But
no.
where do you how do you feel about that 3.5 points?
3.5 feels like too much and too little at the same time. There's no margin there.
Okay.
So I honestly think that you kind of have to bet Iowa minus 3.5 because it doesn't feel. I mean, it feels like it'll get into a one like point game or
Right.
less, or less or
Or more.
more
Or more.
or more. But I I at the same time, getting into a 1 point game is so hard.
Right.
There's so much shit that has to be done for
Right.
that to just go down. Like
Right.
Iowa only won by one the last time they played Michigan. Well, not the last time. The last time they played Michigan in Kinnick.
Yeah. That was
And it's
the
like
that was a
it was
game-winning
such a
field goal, right?
yeah, that was
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
what?
That was the game-winning field goal, right? Like if
That was a game-winning field goal.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like it was such a terrible game. I think they scored a safety if I remember because they had to get 14.
yeah.
So
Man,
that would have been like a touchdown, a safety.
Iowa games and safeties,
God,
man. I
I
don't
don't fucking know. How did they get 14 points in like I don't fucking
They like
know.
did they go for two at some point? Maybe? I don't know.
What if they just like what if it was just like field goal, safety, field goal.
I,
Just imagine that.
that's going to be Iowa this
That was
week.
probably yeah. It's gonna be like Iowa. They're not.
Yeah.
I honestly think we score maybe a touchdown if we're lucky. We would
Yeah.
have to start inside like the 20
You know,
for that to happen, I believe. But
I was scouring Twitter today as I do. And I found a stat that actually is real. Did you know that the last time that Iowa State started a drive in Iowa territory was 2014?
oh my god,
And Iowa has since that game started 15 drives in Iowa State territory.
that's bullying.
Correct.
That's some form of bullying. I saw
So
another stat in like the past six stretch in like the past 6 games. It's like I would say it's like 10 turnovers compared to
yeah,
one,
yep.
and it's like no, like there's no way that's right. What? It doesn't
I
feel right,
I don't
but like
know.
I
I
can't. Yeah,
I
I
don't
just
I don't know. Sorry, I don't
yeah, you're
know.
fine.
I don't know what Iowa does in this week of prep before the Iowa State game, but they gotta like have some sort of incentive to not turn the ball over, because it just doesn't happen. I don't.
It doesn't. I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense.
It feels like Brian Ferentz like sacrifices one of the staff members for there to just not be a turnover this game. This is like the only game where I can almost guarantee that there will not be an Iowa turnover.
Yeah.
But now that I say that, Peach is gonna get picked off for like 3 times. I
God, I
swear to
hope
God.
so. God, I hope so.
I hope so too.
All right, so we're at like 20 minutes now. Give us a quick overview of what you think is going to happen in this game on Saturday.
Iowa State is going to at least score one touchdown.
Okay.
Uh, Petrus is gonna be better, hopefully.
Okay.
Um, I think the Iowa defense gets some good stops. Torrey Taylor's going to do his fucking thing. Big dick swinging.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and I think I still want to be optimistic, even though highly think we're going to lose. But I have Iowa at like uh 10-7
10-7.
or 13-7 or thirteen
Okay.
to 10, something like that. Something really low scoring.
Okay.
It's not going to get the game's not going to get past 20.
Right.
It's not going to get past 20.
I
There's almost no way.
I think that's fair. So I've got I tweeted about it today. I said that Iowa State was going to lead 7-6 at the half, and Iowa State's defense is going to hold Iowa scoreless the second half, because that's what Iowa State does. They hold offenses scoreless the second half. John Haycock does something at the half, just doesn't give up points in the second half. And then Torrey Taylor's going to pin us at the 2-yard line with like 5 minutes to go in the fourth,
And that's gonna be like
and
a
Iowa's going to
safety,
get a
and that's gonna
game-winning
do it.
safety, and they're going to win 8-7.
I could easily see that happening.
That's
That
my
is
prediction.
so like that's such an Iowa way to win, and
Yep.
it's such an Iowa State way to lose.
Yep.
Because Iowa State has a knack for losing in the most absurd ways possible.
Correct.
You're gonna hate me for bringing this up, but the
Go for it.
62-yard field goal, like that just happens,
And it
only to Iowa State. I swear to God.
it wasn't even like he made the kick. Like, it would have been good from 65.
It would have
70.
been good. It would have been good from like 68. I swear.
Like, it wasn't even like he barely got it over the bar, or like, I mean, it was as pure of a kick as I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it, God, we're making jokes in one of the group chats about how like DraftKings or whatever should have bets, like prop bets, about how Iowa State loses this
State
game.
loses.
And one of us said,
Oh my God.
take Iowa blocks a field goal at plus 3,500.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
yeah, that would check.
Hammer that shit. Hammer that shit.
All right. So we've both got Iowa winning in a super low
Horrible
scoring
ways.
game.
It's gonna be one of the worst Cyhawk games of the past century.
Yeah.
Which is a low bar.
It is.
There have been some pretty terrible games.
There's a reason that it's the Sickos Committee like game of the week or whatever.
Yeah, it's. I would absolutely agree. That should have been game of the week, and I'm glad it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, THK, thank you for joining. Again,
It was fun.
all of your links for Twitter and everything will be in the description down below, so everybody can go check it out. Iowa State fans that are here, that'll see this video up in a little bit, make sure you go give him some love. He's one of the good ones. I know they're hard to find, but he is one of the good ones.
Yeah.
We love bantering back and forth on Twitter. So go ahead and check it out in the description. If you liked the video, be sure to click that like button. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more, click that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel a lot, and it's completely free, so you can always unsubscribe later if you want to. THK, any final words?
Go Hawks.
Fuck the Hawks. I'll see you guys next time.
Fuck you.
Peace out.